For a long time, I've told people that Arizona State University is a phenomenal online school to go to if you want to go somewhere with a really solid reputation online. In fact, US News World and Report ranks them as tied for the 4th best online college out there, and that ranking has a lot to do with reputation, quality of education, and quality of faculty. So they're basically the Harvard of online learning. But we college hackers care about graduating quickly and inexpensively so that we can build a career that we love. And how does ASU stack up? And is it right for you? Today, I'm grading ASU in 4 categories, and if they get at least a 3.0, I'd strongly recommend you consider them for yourself. The average per credit cost for online education is around $400, but ASU doesn't make their tuition super clear. First off, you can only really figure out what they're going to charge you per credit if you use their kind of annoying cost calculator. And I actually haven't been able to dig far enough to find somewhere where they admit that their tuition price is $574 per credit, which is a lot. Plus, they charge what they call an undergraduate college fee, which seems to get bigger the more money they think your major is likely to help you make. So in addition to tuition, which rhymes and is kind of cool, full-time English majors pay an additional $645 per semester. You know, I bet I was able to do that rhyme because I have an English major. And full-time business majors pay $1,860 per semester, which is honestly just kind of insulting to us English majors. So at 15 credits per semester, that's like $84,000 over the course of 4 years. Plus another $150 worth of miscellaneous fees every year, and $75 and another $70 for application and graduation fees. Plus, they estimate $1,320 for books every year. I've kind of lost track at this point, but I think that puts us at somewhere around $90,000. But the average online college degree only runs people about $50,000. So you're paying basically twice the dollar amount. And because of that, I feel no compunction about giving ASU one of our first ever Fs for cost, because that is awful. If a school is considered transfer friendly, it means they're going to be very accepting of credits from other sources besides themselves, or they're going to have internal methods for allowing you to test out of courses faster than it would take you to just take the course. And ASU is complicated, partially because they don't accept a lot of the third-party kind of credits that we tend to really like with college hacking. Like, they don't seem to accept any Sophia, they don't accept any study.com. They do accept CLEP, and they do accept some DSST, but the applications there are very limited. They do let you internally petition a class, so if you're about to take a class that you think that you basically understand and don't need to take the class, you can pay $150, and then a professor of the class will ask you, to do something to prove you know the information. They'll assess it and decide whether or not you have to take the class or not. If you know your stuff, you get the credit. But I don't see this pushed anywhere. I don't see it mentioned in a lot of places, and honestly, haven't heard of a single person doing it. Oh, another good thing, military service members can get some credit for experience in the military for certain certifications and trainings that they've had. Another unique but unhelpful thing that they offer is their study hall program, which you've probably heard of through ads on YouTube, or you've seen suggested videos here, or you've heard about it from Hank Green or the SciShow channel. With study hall, you can take 8 different ASU classes for $25 a piece, and then if you pass it, you can pay another $400 to get those classes turned into credits at ASU. Unfortunately, almost every single one of those 8 courses, which is not a lot to offer, it's not exciting at all, align with a CLEP test. And if you use modernstates.org, which we talk about on this channel a lot, to study for those CLEP tests, you can actually get your CLEP test paid for free and have the exact same benefit at ASU. So instead of paying $425, you can pay $0. Oh, and even if you're going to transfer in CLEP and DSST credit, you can only transfer in up to 60 credits anyway. So you're not going to be able to hack very much of a degree there at all. And unfortunately, because of these limitations, the most I've ever seen a plan at ASU able to hack was like 45 credits, but for the vast majority of their degrees, it's going to be more like 30 credits worth of CLEP and DSST. Like, let's say you brought in 30 credits of CLEP, and then you went to community college and got another 30 credits, and then maybe you got 30 credits at another cheaper school in your state, something like that, and they all just happen to match up and line up, and then you transferred this 90 credit cocktail into ASU, and then it would only cost you like $22,000 to finish that last year. Like, that's the best case scenario. Suffice it to say, ASU is not super transfer friendly. If you're military, I think it's a slightly different situation, but for the vast majority of people, you should plan on doing somewhere between 50 and 75% of your degree with ASU, which means you're going to be spending as much on just those credits at ASU as most people are going to spend on their entire online degree. So for that reason, we give them a D for transfer friendliness. When we assess degree choice, we're looking for two things: flexibility and variety. And ASU has variety covered. They have nearly 180 different bachelor's degrees to choose from. We've got lots of things like business, philosophy, which you don't see online often, physics, political science. Physics you also don't see online very often. Applied science, internet web development, accountancy, biochemistry. Good gosh, just so many to choose from. And for a lot of people who need a very specific, high level, difficult to get degree, there are some really good options in here. And I will say that they do have a lot of accelerated programs where you could potentially have a plan to graduate with a bachelor's in 3 years or a bachelor's plus a master's in 5 years. And that will cut costs significantly, but probably never quite to the point where if you had just gone somewhere else. But their degree flexibility is not awesome. This is a picture of a bachelor's in business with them, one of the most basic degrees and usually one of the most flexible to hack. I'm seeing maybe 33 credits you could hack here. And the reason that ASU is so difficult to hack is because their general education courses are very specific. They want you to have, highly detailed courses that have a lot to do with your major area. And then they just don't usually have a lot of electives to choose from. And a lot of the electives that you do have to be upper level, which there's not a lot of CLEPs or DSSTs that they'll accept as upper level. But if you're looking for physics or pharmacology or electrical engineering, some of these degrees that just aren't available online in 99% of online colleges, this is a great place to go. And you can still potentially hack that first year for most of them and save that $20,000. So with all of that considered and added in, it's really between a B and a C for degree choice here. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and round it up to a B, but it's just barely. And time for the big question. Do students like ASU? With all that money they're spending, you better hope they do. And let's go down the list. First off, they have an 89.8% acceptance rate, which means you will probably be able to get in. They have a 66.3% graduation rate, which is actually really good. But they're a partially online and partially residential program. We don't know what the split is. Tends to be that residential students have a higher graduation rate, so you can expect their online students to be graduating at a lower rate, but it does still seem to be higher than most online schools. They're a public state university, and they're accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, so there's no worries about reputation here. And in fact, with that report from US News World and Report rankings, I always forget how that's said. They actually have one of the best reputations you can find for an online school anywhere. Something interesting to know is they do partner with Starbucks and a few other companies, but mainly Starbucks, to provide tuition and education to Starbucks employees, which is part of why they apparently had 144,000 students in 2023. Chances are very good that one of your classmates in these courses is going to be a barista or barista. I think it's barista. They're an R1 research school, which is really impressive. It means that they have a lot of high quality professors who are doing a lot of high quality research and actually doing things beyond just teaching. They're making the world a better place from an academic perspective. They don't seem to have a bad reputation anyway for any kind of like past shady dealings, though. They were under investigation for not handling some news about or reports about sexual assault at one point, but they seem to have handled that and gotten through that just fine, so I wouldn't worry about it at this point. They do have a lot of grad programs to choose from, and the MBA is weirdly super expensive, but their other degree programs for the master's level all seem to be decently priced. Like, they're all under $30,000 for the most part. Yeah, honestly, if I were you doing whatever it is you're doing, I'm sure it's great, and I wanted to get a master's degree of some kind, I would really consider going and getting my undergrad somewhere else way cheaper, and then coming back to ASU to cash in on that high quality, big name, rah kind of stuff, and getting a, semi-affordable master's degree. If you want to do the MBA, it's like super expensive. Last I checked, I think it was like $50,000 or something. Oh, my bad. No, it appears to be more like $70,000. And finally, their student reviews on niche.com, which we use to benchmark, tend to be pretty bad at 3.8 out of 5, when I think our average is closer to like 4.3 to 4.5 for online schools. But it seems to be because they have such a large residential student population that brings the score down because residential students tend to complain a lot more. But here are the kind of things that we tend to see a lot of in the reviews. Professors do a great job of facilitating engagement amongst peers despite being fully online. High praise for an online program. Arizona University has good programs with classes that are interesting and challenging. They offer a wide range of online classes, making it easy to fulfill degree requirements from home. Plenty of resources. Degree advisors and success coaches are generally very helpful. The disability program has been super helpful. ASU Online has amazing programs and opportunities. I enjoyed my time with ASU Online and I talk highly of it. Overall, I'm very glad that I had the opportunity to study at the school and learn from the professors that I did. Though they do mention that they sometimes felt like professors were hands-off, which is kind of an online college thing. A pretty great school that works well with online students. Yeah, so basically what I've been saying, high quality, but also awfully expensive. And I am having a hard time giving a grade for that kind of combination. You kind of get what you pay for, I guess, so we're going to give them a B. And in total, unfortunately, the school that I love to shout out is a great example of quality online education. We're going to have to give a 1.75 GPA to, also known as a D. There are specific use case scenarios where ASU is a great option, primarily if you have a bunch of money and you're independently wealthy, or you want to go get a really cool grad degree that's not an MBA. But for most people, going here is going to mean taking on an awful lot of debt and taking an awful lot of time to graduate. And there might be some things that I'm oversimplifying here. If ASU is seeing this and they're saying, hey, Cliff, you got a couple of things wrong here, go ahead and send me an email or comment below. ASU, we'll talk it through. I really want to send more students your way because I have a lot of respect for the quality of what you do. Very rare to find a quality online program that has such high quality that you guys do. But for a lot of college hackers, this is currently a no-go. If you're looking for a reputable college degree that you can graduate from quickly and inexpensively, might I recommend one of these 7 colleges up here? You'll probably find something that works for you. And if not, I've got a lot of other videos around here that you can check out. Thanks for watching and happy hacking.